And welcome back to Late Night Love. Tonight we are sitting with the kind of questions people only ask when the world finally goes quiet. The ones whispered after a long shift, after the baby sleeps, after the date that felt promising but now feels confusing. This episode is about the messy middle, the place between surviving and thriving, between wanting connection and fearing it, between who we are and who we are trying to become. So pour something warm, dim the lights, and let's talk about work, love, and the relationships that shape us long after the moment passes. But before we do that, let's remind you you can go to latenightlove.us and find previous shows. You can send us your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightlove.us. And please do all the favors, questions, comment, suggestions, all that stuff. Like, subscribe. There we go. That's the words I was looking for. Hey, man, it's not my fault. I spent 12 hours at the state fair booth.
I know.
I did get an hour. I did take an hour off, came home for lunch real quick and got back. But Sandra's an older lady. I didn't want to leave her alone.
Oh, okay.
So didn't want to leave her alone for too long. But it was nice to be able to step away for a little bit. Anyway, so do us all that favor. Like, subscribe, share, comment, blah, blah, blah. Send us a love letter or a hate letter. Shoot, and we'll take either.
We'll take them.
It's all right.
We got big, broad shoulders.
A feeling is a feeling.
No worries.
Wouldn't be the first time people.
No.
We have children.
Yeah.
We've had spouses. Just pointing all this out.
We are spouses.
Yeah. We've been there, done that. Just want to point all that out. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into our live segment. Tonight, in our live segment, we are talking about the grind. I should probably wait for that helicopter to pass by.
So I had a lovely time at the fair. I really did.
Cool.
And my buddy my AA buddy went with me, and he actually rode the carousel for me.
So what would happen if I rode the mechanical bull? As long as what if there's no video evidence?
Something would happen to your bacon.
You can't take my bacon away. That's rude, man. All right. In the live segment, we are talking about the grind, the full-time job that drains you, the coworker who steals credit, the fear of debt collectors calling your workplace, and the quiet humiliation of crying at work once and wondering if everyone noticed. We're also touching the softer side, dating expectations, physical attraction, and while friends first feels safe for some and terrifying for others. This is the part of the show where we admit that adulthood is not a straight line. It's a juggling act with flaming torches and no instruction manual. And ain't that the freaking truth? I actually saw a short. I was scrolling through shorts during a quiet period at the booth, and some lady, she says she's just turned 40 or something, and she goes, "I just realized that I know nothing." I thought, when I'm younger, when I'm 24, by the time I'm 40, I'll have figured everything out. And now I know nothing. And you know what? I don't think I care. That right there, that happens right about 40. I just don't care anymore.
I just don't care.
You guys can think what you want, whatever. Life is doing to me what it's going to do to me, and that's just how life is. I'm just, yeah. So it's funny. What is those, millennials? No, because they're not. Yeah, I guess.
Gen X.
No, 40 is too young for Gen X. It's the ones after him. Maybe it's the Zennials.
Okay.
Maybe she's one of those 40. Maybe that's what they're. I don't know, all these stupid things.
All these labels,
and they're too long anyway. Gen X. It's like from 1965 to 1979 or something. Man, the people born in the late 1960s have nothing to do with people born in the late 1970s. They grew up with two completely different lives.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's my rant for that. Let's just kind of get started. We're going on.
Right. We're on a rant already. Yay!
This is kind of Not again. All right, what's next?
Okay, we're going to jump right in. How do you survive full-time jobs? He's new. He's just out of college. He's just, now he's starting into the work world. And this 40-hour stuff is just really brutal.
Well, it's because you're not used to it. It's all right, man. You'll get used to it. It's not as brutal as you think it is. It feels different.
It does.
Try
It
having
just feels different.
Try having one 40-hour job and then two other jobs that 6 hours a night, 6 days a week, just so you can make all your ends meet. That's the way a lot of people have lived for a long time. So
yeah,
stop judging life by what you think it was going to be. Life isn't easy. It's called work for a reason. Otherwise, it'd be called a vacation.
Happy fun time.
That's not how it works.
It's not happy fun time.
And I get it, right? You've been kind of sheltered all your life. You're going through school. And now you get sent out into the work world. And in a sense, you're prepared. You've got all the tools in your pocket. You're not quite sure how to use them yet, but you've got a handful of ideas and you know how to problem solve and work through your problems.
Yeah.
So you're actually prepared.
Yeah, you really are.
And sometimes you have to start in places that are unexpected, we'll call it.
Really? Yeah.
It's out of your field. Why? Because you need to eat. And so you take a job that you can get. It may not be in your field. You may have to spend some time volunteering in your field to gain some notice and to gain some credibility.
He's in his field, but he just feels it's brutal.
Well, if all you've known is school, yes, a 40-hour work week is brutal.
He has to focus for 8 hours a day.
Yes, I know. If you've been in school your whole lives and now all of a sudden you actually have to do a real 40-hour work week.
Yeah.
It's kind of brutal, but you get used to it. It's not actually brutal. You're just not prepared for it because you never had to be. Somebody failed you, in a sense. Parents, education, grandpa, who knows? Somebody in your life did not properly prepare you for reality. And so now he gets smacked in the face with it. This is brutal. No, dude, this is adulthood. And if you think this is tough, go back 150 years. You want to see tough.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you want to see brutal, go back 1,000 years. We still had civilization there, but life was not easy anywhere. Not compared to our standards.
I read something recently, we have to get up, we have to work and strive. We're all just slaves to the man, and I'm thinking, who do you think is going to pay for your food, shelter, and clothing if you don't strive?
Who do you think's going to give it to you? Everybody else is going to be striving for their own meager survival. They ain't got time to take care of you. You're going to have to learn to go scrape and think for your meager survival, and you ain't got the stones for it. Just sorry. I mean, there's a little bit of self-preservation, right? That has to kick in at some point. It's like, I understand the thought process, how someone can get to the point where, you're just a slave. It's, capitalism or whatever is just a modern day slavery. I can see on a superficial level how you can get there. The way you get there is by having no idea what history is, because you have nothing to compare it to. So you're comparing it to your utopia rather than to reality. And guess what? Your utopia is called utopia because it's a place that don't exist. That's why utopia quite literally means a place that doesn't exist. And so when you get to judge everything based upon your imagination of perfection, well, sure, everything looks like crap. Reality looks like crap. Of course it does. I completely agree. If I judged reality based upon if everybody would just do what I like, it'd be perfect.
Well, yeah.
Right? That's the theory. Well, but that's not how reality is. Mother Nature's a cruel mistress, and we just have to deal with it. And yeah, that's tough.
It is. It's hard.
Even in the most advanced civilization humanity has ever created, it's still tough.
Yeah. See?
Just pointing this out.
So this is just part of human existence. Yeah.
And how about be thankful that it's actually as easy as it is now?
I know. I don't have to get up at the crack of dawn and go out and milk cows.
Your house is in a mud hut, and that's considered advanced,
I know.
like those in the Midwest did when they first settled it. All they had was mud, so they made their houses out of mud, which is great until the insects that live in mud come out. And then you've got a dust bowl to deal with. Yeah, go try back and go live in during the dust bowl period. So I'm just saying, be a little thankful that you have a nice cushy office job that people would have killed for 50 years ago.
I know. Even 50 years ago.
Yeah, not even that long.
Yeah. 100 years.
That's the mid 70s, 80s.
Mid 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Okay. Next. Dating so much easier when women find you physically attractive?
Well, getting a first date, sure. But long-term dating is never easy. Sure, getting superficial dates, that's easy for attractive people. They can do that all day long. Also can people who are extroverts and extremely confident. They don't have to be the most beautiful people in the world, but because they're confident and people like to follow confident people, they have an easy time getting, well, relatively speaking, easy time getting dates. But can they build a relationship based upon that?
Yes.
For a short period of time, maybe.
Yeah.
And I suppose, like anything, after a while, maybe you can grow to love each other and blah, blah, blah. That's happened throughout history. Yeah. Many stories have been written about people who grew to love each other over time. So I suppose it's not impossible. Not the right.
Yeah.
Not the path I would take.
Well, it happens in arranged marriages.
Sure.
Which still happens today.
Yes. But of course, the reason they write stories about it because it doesn't happen all that often.
Well, no.
To be honest. The routine isn't story worthy. I'm right. That's the whole point. You write about the odd normal. No one wants to hear about a baker's normal day. No one wants to read about that. They just don't.
It's called being a family man, and I find those very attractive.
Yeah, well, we do now, but you got to remember when hormones are running around and when you're young, those kind of things make a huge bit of difference.
Oh, sorry, not exciting.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yes, but here's also the other thing. Different women find different things physically attractive. Not all women like the big buffy dudes.
Yeah, I know.
And we know it's kind of a meme and a joke that a high percentage of women want the 6 foot tall and 6 abs, and part of that is just going along with what they think society wants them to think, especially with younger women. They are very susceptible to that.
Susceptible.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
This is going to be a long night.
Here we go.
and so I guess my point is, yes, it is easier to get a date, but it's not easy.
Get a date.
But it's not easier to form a long-term healthy relationship because it's built on a faulty premise.
Yeah.
That's what's going to connect you.
Yeah.
Now, I suppose if you're both fitness freaks and you find that, that's the thing about attractiveness, right? It's what you find attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like a thick woman with padding.
Yeah.
Right? Others prefer a supermodel.
In fact, I think they've written songs about badunkadunk. You know,
You know, it's many a ship has sailed for a nice round backside, as for a pretty face. I'm just saying. So don't worry so much about if women find you attractive. Worry about the woman who does find you attractive. And there's one out there. Even if you're a troll, there's someone who will find you attractive because they'll find your soul attractive because you're comfortable with yourself. So, little blunt way to say that, but just saying. Look at all the people who have found love who are not attractive people.
I know.
Even remotely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yet they find oftentimes someone quite attractive.
I know. And I try not to do that, and go, what is she doing with him?
Oh, I know what she's doing with him. She finds part of the fact that she finds his character, his ability to get through what he's gone through.
Yeah.
Attractive.
Yeah.
And to not let it.
She wants him in her foxhole.
Yeah. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Or if someone like, Stephen Hawking, she likes his brain. And she finds the fact that I'm literally spending time with a genius, type things.
And
why do you put up with a nutty professor? Because you like spending time with a freaking genius.
Yeah.
That's why you do it.
And there are some of us who like to laugh.
Yeah. So worry about making you the best you can be, and someone will find it attractive.
Yes.
Okay. And don't worry so much about dating. Worry about finding a relationship.
There you go. Next question.
Okay.
Debt collectors are calling my work. I'm terrified I'll get fired. Excuse me. Check with your local business, Better Business Bureau, or some government. Look around, find out, ask AI, who can I call to ask, is that legal? I don't believe that's legal.
Well, it might not be legal in California, but it might be legal in other states. And it's probably a state thing rather than a federal. But yes, check, see if it's legal. But, and there's also, again, ask AI if there's ways you can deal with it.
Legally.
I mean, if you already are getting calls, there are debt reduction services that you can look into that actually don't cost you money. They make their money on the back end. That can get some of your debt forgiven and put you on a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now be careful because some of those are scams, and finding the actual real ones is hard. So, but life is difficult right now for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. They've spent the last year and a half, using credit to keep their lives afloat. And eventually that house of cards comes crashing down. And, the nice thing is we have these things called bankruptcy, and things like credit card debt and whatnot can be excused. You can, or reduced. You can do things like sell your house or sell your car for your car payments. There's things you can do and buy a good used car, right? If you're paying $800 a month in a car payment, and you can sell that car for what you owe for it, even remotely close, go buy yourself a $4,000, a good used car for $4,000 or $5,000. It's only going to last you, has to last you a couple of years for you to be able to start digging out of your hole.
Yeah.
But there's two things that you have there, right? Not only are you saving money on your monthly payments, because the monthly payments here are only going to be a couple $100 at most. You're also saving money on your insurance because that car is far cheaper to insure. So
follow us for more money tips.
No, do not follow me for money tips. Do not. There's lots of people out there who can give you good money advice. from that Caleb kid to Dave Ramsey, pick a method and stick to it is actually the key.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a proven method. There's a handful of them and stick to it.
Okay.
It's going to require some discipline.
Yes.
Yeah. But you can probably get this taken care of, get them to stop calling your work. If it's medical debt, you can always do the thing where you pay $10 a month on it, and then they're kind of
that's too bad. So sad for them. Yeah.
Yeah, the way medical debt works, as long as you're paying on it, it doesn't really matter how much you're paying on it.
Yeah.
It's very weird. So there's a couple ways there's a couple things you can do that with. Just my tip. Also, when you talk about medical debt, ask for your discount rate when the hospital sends you a bill.
Yeah.
If you don't have insurance, because they pay you this thing called cart rate, which is what they base the discounts they give insurance companies off of. And you can get the insurance company's rate, but you have to ask for it.
Yeah.
So you can take your $100,000 ER visit and bring it down to whatever the insurance company, $30,000 or whatever the insurance company paid. And $30,000 is still a lot, but it's a hell of a lot better than $100,000.
Yeah.
And that's a car payment. That's a car payment, not a house payment. Well, $100,000 is no longer a house payment, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're buying a reasonable car instead of some luxury SUV. And so, but it's a more reasonable cost. So, okay.
Gotta try for those.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do so many women advocate for friends first approach while dread the moment a guy friend develops feelings? Well, I'll tell you. Now, I'm honest when I first start dating. I'm like, I need a little bit of time here, if I can tell this is gonna be something, should I dive in or not? I need like 2 weeks to get to know you a little bit, mister, because I'm gonna go all in, here I'm trying to decide, and so that's why I ask, can we, date? I don't call it friends, date. We're dating. We're getting to know each other. Although I couldn't use the date word with this one over here.
Yeah, and what's your point?
And I remember you asked me, I did. I was upfront and honest about this, and you were like, okay, if you need 3 months, I don't think I can take this. And I'm like, no, like 2 weeks, dude. That's all I need.
Hey, I can be as open and as honest as you, madam.
I know. Yeah. Hey, I appreciated your honesty. I was kind of flattered. Ooh, you can't wait 3 months.
I'm just not that patient. Sorry.
Well, it had been a while too. Hey, for me too. So I feel you. I'm not going to tell you the things I wanted to do on our first outing.
So, okay.
And you sent me home.
Yeah. Because it was the right thing to do.
I know that cemented that made a firm foundation for a lot of things that were built from that for me.
So, why do women? What can I answer this from a men so men can understand?
Yes, please.
Okay, so men, here's why they do this. They're protecting themselves, or they believe they are protecting themselves. They have been hurt before, or they're inexperienced and they're trying right one or the other.
Yeah,
could be both. Quite frankly, if that first guy hurts her, she can develop some really bad habits. But it's not even necessarily a bad habit from a woman's perspective. It's a very practical approach. Let's see what his character is before I get interested in him.
and we need to be attracted to what we find. We need to have positive feelings.
But here's the problem with that: you end up putting them in a box, and then once you're in a woman's box, it's hard to get into a different one.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
I get you. I get you.
So that's the men's danger of it. We've been through this before. Once you put it in the friends box, you're in the friends box. It almost never goes into a different one.
That's why I don't advocate for the 3-month thing, because that's exactly what could happen.
Yeah.
And you here you are, you built up a nice guy, you built up his anticipation this whole time and in his thinking that he's on the right track, and all of a sudden, poof, I'm sorry. I don't feel that way towards you. What the hey? What have you been doing?
Yeah, right. You should be informing this. Could be an ongoing discussion, so at least he's not surprised.
I know.
He says, "Look, I'm still working towards it." Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure what this relationship should or shouldn't be long term. That's cool. I can deal with that. Just be honest with me about it.
Exactly.
And I can say, I can't do this. It's too long. It's hard on my heartstrings. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And life is actually quite easier if you be blunt with your feelings. You don't have to. Again, bluntness is not brutal. It's actually It's actually being kind.
You're being honest about yourself. It's not like, you're telling the other person what they're feeling. That's crossing the line. But if you're just talking about yourself, hello, we say we want that, women. So when he gets raw, you gotta, be delicate with him. He's in an unusual place.
Well, you also have to remember, we have a tendency to do two things. We're either overly blunt, or we're so unsure of ourselves, we beat around the bush so often that we forget what the point we're trying to make is. Right? We're trying, we're just not good at it because we're unsure of ourselves and we don't have experience, or the times we have done it has not gone well. You've been rejected. And so you're trying to avoid that. And so you're trying to figure out how to approach this subject without being rejected. Especially it happens when you're young. When you hit 40, again, like we think, who cares?
Yeah. That's the way it is.
We're just going to be blunt. Yeah, I've been through this road 100 times. I'm not. This is how it is. It's not fine. No hard feelings. We'll just go our separate ways and life goes on. Right? Because you've been through this before. And it's the shortcuts. I'm not wasting 6 months of my life at this stage. I'm 40 years old. I don't have time to waste 6 months of my life. But it may not be
that's brutal.
But it may not be a waste also, right? It doesn't necessarily developing spending 6 months to find out, what, we're better as friends. Let's meet once a month for coffee and a movie. Because we both like, crappy movies. And so every once a month you go see a crappy movie.
Yeah.
Plenty of friendships work like that. You took your friend you and your friend went to the fair today while I was working it. Right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that kind of thing.
No.
Friendships don't have to develop into romances. It's actually okay to be in the friend zone. Just make sure everybody knows.
Yeah.
That's all. Especially if it's going in, right? You go into the relationship, everybody's in the friend zone. Sweet. It takes a lot of loads of pressure off.
There we go.
And the friend zones don't move because friend zones don't move. Except on the occasion they do, because humans are stupid. Occasionally it works out. And it works out just enough that other people want to try.
I know, just enough for the stories to seep through about this guy.
And you to think it's a good idea. It's a good idea. He's got a good job now. He'd been going to school, working 50 hours a week while applying to the jobs he's been wanting to get, right? And you didn't want to date him because he was working at a pizza parlor while he's trying to find, working at 2 different pizza parlors so he get 50 hours a week. So
now he's a data analyst.
Yeah. Now he's a data analyst for Google, and all of a sudden he's attractive. Get the heck out of here with that, right? You shut up, at least for a while. Just saying, because you should have seen the potential and stuck with it earlier, rather than, now he's successful, I'm going to change my view of him. You need some time in the mirror if you do that kind of thing. No, people can mature and evolve, right? Maybe he goes on for whatever reason, early life crisis, goes spend 6 months at the Peace Corps, in Africa and comes back a changed human being, as happens. Right now, all of a sudden, he's attractive because he's confident. He's experienced. He's no longer the young pup that left. He's a mature human being, a mature lion that comes home. Now he's attractive. That kind of thing can happen.
Yeah.
Those are the exceptions that we talk about. Something happens to mature somebody. Maybe he goes through a tragedy and he's no longer and he comes out of it no longer the boy, but a man tempered by tragedy. And it's not the tragedy that is attractive, it's the fact that he's now dependable and reliable because he was forced to mature. That can happen.
And I understand that one, but I don't understand the pizza guy who's studying.
Well,
you gotta weigh in.
Well, she didn't think to lay in because he didn't have enough money.
But it's called your salad days for a reason.
Yes, I know, but attractive young women can often skip those. They just can. If you don't believe me, talk about that woman who's dating Bill Belichick.
Huh?
Yeah, this guy is a 70-year-old football coach, right? Coached the Patriots and Tom Brady for a long time. But now he's a college coach. Okay. He's got like a 24-year-old girlfriend who runs his life. Essentially. Everything but the football team. And she tried to run that apparently, but that didn't work.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, young women can have the ability. Young women have an easier time skipping some of these steps as those of us unattractive peons have to deal with. We don't get to skip steps. Sometimes we have to take more, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but if he's a good guy.
He's a football coach. How good of a guy can he be?
No, I'm talking about the pizza guy.
Okay, but you're not picturing yourself when you were 22, are you?
I was married and had babies.
Yes, I know, but most 22-year-old women, especially these days, have a different, and it's not even new. This is.
Oh, I'm aware of it. They're called gold diggers.
Yeah, I technically have nothing wrong with them, right? Everybody knows what's going in, what's happening. Bill Belichick completely knows what's happening. He's no dummy. He's like a 7-time Super Bowl winner. He's not an idiot. He knows exactly what's going on, and he's okay with the deal. Leave him alone. She knows exactly what she's doing, right? Leave her alone. They're all adults. They both know exactly what they're doing. It's none of my business. Definition of none of mine.
I know, but I just don't feel that.
Yes, I know.
We should.
Mature, evolved you doesn't understand this, but I'm telling you, younger you would have.
I was 17 in the Army, and I paid my own way. Those guys wanted to buy me clothes, jewelry, all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm going my own way, baby.
Yeah, but those were guys in the military. They couldn't afford much. Talking about slick professional.
Excuse me.
I'm just saying.
I'm talking about some higher ranking individuals.
Yes.
I'm not talking about your little private.
I'm just saying that you are not even the exception to the rule, but there's a high percentage of people who find people more attractive based upon how many resources they can acquire. It's a hardwired into women. It just is. It's a survival instinct. It's just like men are attractive, find women with wider hips more attractive, generically speaking.
Okay, I think we've gone off the rails.
Well,
but we have some good stuff there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you can hang with it. We told you it's going to be a strange night. All right,
here we go. Oh, this one, crying at work. Once. Okay. She cried at work once, and now she's the crier.
Well, yeah, that's going to happen. But don't worry about it. It's actually Nicknames are a sign of love and caring. I know it doesn't actually seem like it, but they care enough about you to give you a nickname. I mean, even the guy I called Lightbulb, right? Because he wasn't very bright. Didn't mean we didn't care about him. We didn't want him to go run off a building or get his fingers stuck in the crimp machine again. Yeah. He was just lucky it was set big enough that his finger didn't get crimped.
Yeah.
Pure dumb luck. Same thing as the guy who got. Oh, that's the same guy. Got his finger stuck in the tube bending machine. It was just bending the way his finger bent. Guy's an idiot. No one else gets their fingers anywhere near that stuff. I did it twice. People wonder why I call him light bulb. Yeah, but you know, he was a bit of a moron, but we didn't care. Right? We could have had him fired. We didn't. They asked us all the time, does anybody need to go? We could have said, yeah, this guy's an idiot. Get out of here. Yeah, we kept him around. Right? He worked hard enough. Just don't ask him to do anything dangerous or complicated. It's all right. It means you didn't have to do that work. That's all that really meant. Okay.
Is it normal for guys not to dress nice for the first date? Now, this is what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I remember distinctly during my dating that after my divorce, I even went out of town. I drove for like an hour and a half. I forget what town I went to. And, you know, at this guy's apartment, went swimming, spent the day. And he goes to take me out for dinner, and he's got this holy shirt. He's got shirt with holes in it.
That's his favorite
What
shirt.
is that?
It's his favorite shirt. He feels comfortable in that shirt. It means he was nervous. Until he wore his favorite shirt. That's what that one generally means. Or it was his only clean one. One of the two. But there's only two reasons you put on the holy shirt when you're going on a date. One, to lower expectations. And the other one is to make you comfortable. Not you. Me. Yeah. Because he's nervous. And so what do men do when they're nervous? They put on their most comfortable shirt. Didn't say it was smart. Just saying it is how we are. Now, he also could be being honest. This is as good as he gets. And you either accept it or it's not.
That was the decision maker for me.
So
I went, no.
See, if I had been more nervous, I would have worn a different shirt, and who knows what could have happened.
You had already put in 3 days.
So
I already had an attachment.
What if I had shown up in one of my favorite comfy shirts?
I wasn't looking at your shirt.
Think of some of those that I have had that are no longer shirts, frankly. A couple of them.
And I still wash them.
I know we don't have those anymore. We got rid of those.
Well, I had matured a little bit.
Did we answer this? Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it normal? Well, is it normal? No, but it's within the realm of not abnormal. How's that?
Yeah, there you go.
To answer the question directly. All right.
How do you handle a coworker who takes credit for your work? Document.
Yeah, you could do that. Or it depends on how he takes credit for your work. You could sabotage it. Screw something up. And especially if they don't check. So it really kind of depends how they're taking credit for your work. But even documenting, because no one looks. So what are you going to go into your meeting or whatever? So the strategy is based upon the method, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go over the head. You can talk to this is one of those times where if you can actually talk to your boss, or if it's your boss who's taking your credit, you can talk to your boss's boss. You actually can do that.
You can.
Surprisingly enough, any good one wants to know these things
Mm,
because he needs to know if he can trust the information coming to him.
okay.
And if you can't trust the information coming to him, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You can't make proper decisions.
Okay.
And so you're actually doing a good boss. If it's a good boss, he knows you're doing him a favor. And he also knows how difficult it is because he's been on the other side.
Mm.
He's had to come up, do these things, and deal with this stuff. Now, depending upon your position and your role and there's nothing we can do. And I don't think it's coming this way. Your position, the role, how secure you are in your jobs or whatnot, you can be kind of aggressive in how you do it. Do you put a presentation together and he goes and gives it up and then talks when people ask questions about it that you should answer? He gives these half-baked answers, but now you can't correct, right? Because you can't correct them in the meeting. It's rude. If he's taking your presentation and going off and giving it, well, change the slide. I don't know what happened. What? I thought you did it. Yeah. Sabotage works, especially if you don't like the place you're working at. Like your boss and your boss's boss are crappy. You don't really care if you get fired. Now, I'm not suggesting you do that thing. But another thing is malicious compliance. Comply with company policy maliciously on how to report to, how to follow up with the reports, what to send to HR, all that kind of stuff. There's some policy that says you're supposed to report this kind of thing somewhere. And so you just start doing that about every little thing.
Like I said, document.
Or you can retaliate. You can start taking credit for his work. Of course, his work probably sucks, so you probably don't want to. If he feels the need to take credit for your work, it means his isn't very good. So you don't want to necessarily take credit for his, but maybe you want to find some way to highlight his work. Now, I've reached the age where I don't care, so I'm just going to tell everybody what I think, and you can all stuff it if you don't like it. I think I tanked a merger that way. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It wasn't going to work anyway. So I wasn't going in to tank a merger. I was just telling people to ask questions, and I answered them honestly. You're going to have a problem here, and this will be easy. So the question is, can the two cultures merge? I don't know. So anyway,
honey, the mover and shaker.
No mover and shaker. I just don't care what, life's going to be what life's going to be. So the chips will fall where the chips will fall. I've been old enough I fall and break things all the time. So, whatever it is. If you are carrying more than you can name, you are not failing. You are human. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is keep showing up, even imperfectly. From me and Lovey, you have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.
Good night.
That was 40 minutes.
I kept trying to tell you I'd stare at my screen.
And now you tell me that's that signal. The fuck? Oops.
Because I can't keep track of time.
I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Sorry, babe.
It's late, and it's not my fault. It's late.
I know you've been working 12 hours. This is crazy. Okay, here we go.
And welcome back to Late Night Love. I'm Jazz. She's Lovey. And tonight, our love questions come from parents, new partners, and people trying to build something real in a world that feels increasingly artificial. We are talking about the truths parents learn too late, the awkward tenderness after sleeping with your partner for the first time, the ache of missing your kids' younger years, and the confusion of a great date followed by slow texting. We are also talking about babies, how to do anything with one, and the everyday negotiation of chores, time, and emotional bandwidth. This segment is about the quiet work of loving people well. And before all that, you can find us at latenightLove.us. Send us your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us. And do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe, share, blah, blah, blah. Questions, comments, blah, and all that good fun stuff. There we go. Something like that. Because let's hop in because we went really long the first segment. So let's see if we can.
Okay, here we go. Parents with older children, what truth about raising them did time teach you too late?
Well, here's the thing. You never know what, if you had done something different. Here's what I actually learned at some point in parenting. All you can do is the best you can do.
At the time. With what you have at the time.
With
right
what
there.
you have, with what you know in the
Mhm.
moment. And sometimes it's not going to turn out the way you would have liked.
I
And
know.
other times it's going to turn out better than you could have
And
predicted.
you're like, what was that? I
And-
need to repeat that.
And other times you're not going to be sure if it turns out or not.
You got to wait 20 years.
So all you can do is the best you can do.
Yeah.
And as long as you're doing that, you're doing better than those who aren't even trying.
Mhm.
I always said, you can tell a good parent because they're trying. They may be flawed, as every parent is, but they're trying. And it's amazing how the parents who tried get forgiven. The parents who don't. So, generically speaking.
Yeah. Generic. That's good advice.
I'm just saying,
That's a good answer.
there's always exceptions to rules, but 9 times out of 10, that's going to be the, just try, do your best,
Do your best. Yeah.
and don't smoke crack.
What to do after sleeping with girlfriend the first time? Okay, he doesn't know. He's 19, and they waited,
Okay.
and now it's now it's going to happen,
Okay.
and he doesn't. What do you do after?
Well, here's the thing. There's no universal answer to this.
Yeah,
That's the hard part. There's no handbook because each person is different.
yeah.
And then you get these two people who are different, and your two people are 19. Neither one of you have the slightest freaking idea what you're doing.
Mm-mm.
Surrender to that. What will happen will happen.
Yeah. Let it happen. You'll be surprised. It'll be beautiful.
Yeah, she'll let you know if she wants. Maybe she might be a cuddler, and you want to cuddle, and you're gonna have to learn how to lay there with your arm half asleep. Trying to before you. How long do I have to lay here before I can ask her to move so I can feel my hand again? You guys don't even know we go through this. At least not until you're older.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't even know.
In our teens, no.
No. You think when we're trying to slip our arm out, we're just trying to be rude and just no, we're trying to feel it again. Because what's comfortable for you just so happens to cut off the blood circulation. Just say
God has a weird sense of humor.
Mother Nature is a cruel mistress. We have been saying this since the show has started. So what do? Just care for your partner. That's all you really have to do. Don't worry about it so much. Nature will take its course. People have been doing this for thousands upon thousands of years. Just care for your partner. And the rest will take care of itself.
Enjoy.
And this partner will be, and the first time will be different than the third or the fifth or whatever. If there's a third and fifth,
Yeah.
it's these things are going to change. Your moods are going to be different, but especially if it's the first time for both of you, care for your partner. She's going to have emotions and feelings she's not going to be sure how to process. Be there with her for that. Most women don't get that.
It's a very emotional thing for us.
And so she probably does. She's beforehand, she doesn't know what she needs. She has no idea what the experience is going to do for her. So,
and we will remember that first time forever.
Yeah. So, like I said, care for your partner.
Yeah.
And you will be all right.
And it's not so much the sex act. I don't remember the sex act, but I remember how he treated me.
Yeah. That's the key.
Yeah. Okay.
And it also sets good precedent for your future endeavors, because you've now created a thought process as you're going through it.
Yeah.
So as you age and mature, you start from the process of caring for your partner. What can be better than that? It's a good mindset to go in with.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Build success from there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do parents really miss the time the kids were younger? Because they were tiny little dictators, you know?
They're only tiny little dictators if you let them be, at one. Just pointing this out. This drives men's crazy because we just have to sit back and watch you guys let them dictate to you, but we can't say anything because then you get all mad at us. We're just trying to solve your problem, woman. And so, okay, that's the experience of a lot of us. How's that? Just say,
we're trying to create a happy childhood.
I'm trying to create a successful adult. Right? There's two. That's part of the problem, right? Our thing is I'm trying to create a successful adult, and you guys are trying to create a happy childhood, and there's times when those conflict. Right? It just does. And how you navigate those, I guess. Do parents? Yes, they really miss them, because there's no better sound than the laugh of a toddler. Not the screech, the laugh, just the pure belly laugh of a toddler.
Yeah.
It's the greatest sound on the planet, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, do I miss that? Of course I do. Do I miss exploded diapers and what the heck is wrong with this kid at 3 a.m.? No, I do not. Do I miss a screaming child? You're trying to find out what's hurting them, and you find out that they wrapped a piece of their hair around their finger, and now it's all purple, and trying to figure out how the hell to cut that out of this explode. No, I don't miss that stuff. I got different problems now, even though my children are near 30s and in their 30s. You know, I was talking to my son earlier. He's just home from his trip, and he's 34, and I said, dang, you guys are old.
Stop it. My kids are in their 40s.
I'm just saying, and they're old. That's
and they're starting to, I can see it on their face.
In my mind, I'm still a teenager, and
I'm about 22.
So yes, I clearly miss the times when my kids were younger. They're 30 now, but yeah, I miss those early years, because there's I don't want to say purity. It's the wrong word.
Innocence.
No, especially the first time through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's just something about that I wouldn't necessarily want to relive it, but I do miss it, if that makes any sense.
Well, I want to relive certain days.
There's a bit of, in a sense, I'd like to live a normal day, relive a normal day.
Yeah.
I'd go back in time and watch that. I don't necessarily think I'd want to relive it. So maybe it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
But just blame nostalgia on that.
Just plain nostalgia.
We'll get to that answer.
There we go.
How true it is, who knows?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do people find genuine relationships these days? What was it? 6 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
4 out of 10? Start online.
Here's the thing. You don't find genuine relationships. You build them. And
before you even start to build a good relationship, you have to work on yourself.
Yeah, you have to be on your path to be your best self.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what that best self is. That's your decision.
But you're on a path.
But you're on your path.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how early on your path is, but you're on your path.
You're on it. It's early.
Because
doesn't matter.
People like people with a direction. You just do.
Yeah, I used to always get the, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I still don't have an answer for that question.
I know.
Because who knows?
Breathing.
Who knows?
Is my wish.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's going to happen. So
I'm hoping.
I hope to be breathing and still drinking Dr. Pepper, I guess. You first you go with the mindset that you're not finding, you're not looking for a needle in a haystack here.
No.
You're building relationships with people you come in contact with. But that means you have to be open to interaction. You have to be open to sharing with yourself and having it go nowhere and having it not reciprocated and having that be okay.
You got to put yourself out there.
And how you put yourself out there,
yeah,
you have to do it honestly, openly, honestly, and honorably to find the relationship you want. No, to build the relationship you want, because otherwise you're building it on a faulty foundation. And you want a solid foundation, and solid foundation starts with you. So you are the main character in your own life. In a sense, people complain about that person has main character syndrome. Well, they are. We are all our main characters. Of course we are. Why wouldn't we be? Who else is if you're not the main character in your own life, who is? Your mother, your wife, your children? No, it's still you. You're still the main character in your life. You always will be.
Yeah.
And so that's what you have control over. All right.
Here's an age-old question. How do you do anything with a baby? Well, you do it. You just do it slower.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I was watching people around at the state fair carrying babies on their backpacks and their front packs and the double strollers where they only got one child, but the second part of the stroller is for stuff. You're at the fair for 4 hours. How much stuff do you need? I've raised 4 kids. I'm going, how much stuff do they need? Anyway. But right, that's how you do it. You just do it. I know it feels complicated and overwhelming, especially if it's your first time, because you're trying to be this perfect parent that don't freaking exist. Right? How do I make sure you always have everything you need? You don't. Men have been great at surrendering to this. There was a meme I saw the other day about a man taking his boys out for a walk. No cell phone, no snacks, no waters. They're just going out for a walk. They're just gonna go. No, his cell phone was at like 5%. It's almost dead. Right? They're just going out for a walk. And dads don't care. We're gonna be gone for an hour and a half. No one's gonna starve or dehydrate in an hour and a half. Are they gonna be thirsty when they get home? Yeah, that's a good thing. That means we've done some work. It's fine. But the whole thing is, a woman would have had to go grab a backpack, get snacks and drinks, and bring all this stuff. No,
baby wipes,
the whole 9 yards, and be prepared. Maybe some Band-Aids,
And everybody has to have sunscreen.
Yeah,
a hat.
Yeah, none of it. Do the guys go out there? No, none of that stuff. We're fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. Leave us alone. We're taking a walk in a vacation area on a nice day. It's not overly sunny. There's some clouds, but it's nice anyway. And can't go anywhere without that. But that's the point, right? The guy, we'll figure it out, man. It's all good.
That whole out for an adventure.
But here's the thing: when we combine ourselves together and we moderate both of those, is when things actually start to work. But we're going for an hour and a half. You don't need snacks, for the love of God, right? Fine, grab a bottle of water and they can carry it. You want them to wear a hat and put sunscreen on? I don't give a crap. Knock yourself out.
And the bottom line is, in raising a child, both those viewpoints are necessary.
Yeah, they're also completely valid. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
go off for a hike.
You should.
Right? You're willing to take a little bit of a risk.
We admit that, but you're scaring us.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing, but I can't look. I get it. All right, what's next?
Day went really well, but now she's texting like once per day. Okay, dude, she's busy. Maybe she's not a texter. Try calling.
Here's the thing. She's texting once a day. She's still interested. She's interested enough to continue texting you.
And why aren't you asking her out again? Why don't you have a second date nailed down?
So, well, we don't know what they've been texting back and forth. Maybe they're trying to get a second date and it's just taking a while. But yeah, not everybody checks their texts all the time, despite what everybody thinks. Also, she may take a while to decide what she's going to respond with. So, and you don't have to respond immediately either. By the way, just because someone texts you doesn't mean you have to text right back. You don't have to be driving to not have to have the right to not answer. It's like you have the right to not answer your phone, right? This text works the same way. I don't have to look at it. I don't have to answer it. If I do look at it, sorry, homie, I'm busy. I'm doing other things. Even if all I'm doing is sitting down and watching Red Green on YouTube, right? I'm busy. Leave me alone. Right? You're allowed. You're a human being. You're allowed to not be, connected to everything in the world all the time. In fact, some people think it's healthier. I think, like anything else, some people have an easier time with it than others.
Well, yeah.
So, okay, last one.
How do you handle kids and chores?
Oh, well, that's the age-old question, and your method depends on your family and
it really does,
and how children react. Because some children react differently to lists than others, right? Some kids take to lists. Great, I know what my chores are. I can go run and get them done, and then they're just happy for that. Other kids need the theoretical carrot and stick. You do your chores, you get you get a big allowance. You get your allowance. If you don't, you don't. It's a carrot and a stick, a traditional carrot and stick.
Yeah.
So it depends how you want to handle that, I suppose.
And some start as early as, like 4 or 5 with stickers on a chart.
Yeah, well, they do that to build the habit. So by the time they're 6, 7, and 8, it's just
you go brush your teeth after you eat, or before bed, this kind of.
Or the methodology is ingrained, the system is ingrained.
Yeah.
It helps them get organized when really what mom is, who's the person who that really helps is mom feel organized, but or dad, whoever helps parents feel organized. We'll put it that way. Right. It feels like life is a little less chaotic. Now, feels like life is less chaotic and life actually being less chaotic are two completely different things. But everything's on the chart. It looks nice and neat. And you can look at that and say, my chart looks nice and neat. Yeah. And for 5 minutes, the house is clean and everything's nice. And 10 minutes later, it's going to be a disaster.
And yet we continue doing this. I do this in my head to this day.
Yeah. So.
And I get a feeling of satisfaction in those 15 minutes I have before you get home when everything is absolutely perfect. And then I get my honey.
Yeah.
And we get to live in this little area. Space I've created. I work at the energy too,
All right. Now there is another way you can handle kids and chores is you cannot. So not all families work off kids and chores. Sometimes you don't have chores. Kids are expected to do what they're told when they're told to do it. So taking the trash out isn't a chore. It's just something you do when you're told to do it.
When you're told to do it.
Yeah, so it's not a traditional chore.
Okay.
I mean, it's the same task, but it's you do it when asked.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you get to those families whose children don't have to do anything for their angel Johnny or whatever. And mom or dad doesn't want them having to do those kind of things. And so they don't have to. No, those are the kids we call spoiled brats. Because they never learn that, you're just like the rest of us. You've got to take the trash out too. There's something symbolic about having to take the trash out too.
And then there's the repercussions. I have had my girls come to me and say, thank you. We thought you were such a real witch, making us do all this stuff all this time. But even as teenagers, we would go to other people's houses and our friends would be helpless and hopeless. And they would go, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for making us actually do stuff, know how to do stuff.
We have lost something when we turned over so much of our education to schools.
Mm.
And then the schools stopped educating in those things.
Yeah.
They don't really have home ec anymore the way we did. They don't teach people how to cook.
I know.
I actually took home ec and they actually taught us how to cook and stuff.
I know.
I
did too.
Clearly, I didn't learn very much, but
you learned enough to put together a meal.
Yeah, I can put together a meal. I can budget a meal, and I can do all those.
There you go.
Balance a checkbook. Oddly enough, that's where they taught you how to balance a checkbook.
They did.
Yeah. So I was smart. In the first semester, I was the only guy in the class, and because once everybody else figured that out, I transferred out of the class and went to another one. I went to volleyball. It was a higher percentage of girls in that class too. If I have to spend an hour in someplace I don't want to be, I might as well be with people who are prettier than me. All I'm saying. All right. Love rarely arrives fully formed. It grows in the small moments. The tired ones, the clumsy ones, the ones you're not sure you're doing right. And that is enough. From me and Lovey, have a good night. And where's my mouse? Where'd it go? Please remember to love everybody.
Good night.
Want to be in home ec with a bunch of guys? What the hell's man?
So my dad went into home ec,
and of course, oddly enough, the other ones who the home ec that they got all the sexual training and stuff in that one. So all the stuff where you really don't want to be in the room with a bunch of teenage guys talking about that stuff. Reproductive health. That's
I know.
And I already read all 3 Joyous Sex books at that stage, so I knew everything I needed. We had all 3 in the house, but we were a very liberal house.
Mm-hmm.
We had all 3 Joyous Sex books.
Well, I found my mother's secret, everything you wanted to know about sex, but were afraid to ask book.
See? Mother was more liberal than we all think, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we spend too much more information on the live show, I think y'all have far more information than you need. Dr. Ruth Westheimer, even though I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
Was she? Anyway, all right. Let's get started. And welcome back to Late Night Love. Relationships get complicated, especially when history, fear, or unmet needs sit quietly in the background. Tonight, we are exploring the therapist who says, date him or leave, the 16-year-old trying to grow from past mistakes, the partner who cries constantly, and the emotional exhaustion that follows. We are also addressing sexual health questions, safety respectfully, including STI testing timelines and navigating intimacy during menstruation and care with communication. With care and communication. And yes, even the vulnerable question from a 31-year-old virgin. Was that like the movie, 40-year-old virgin? Yeah. Wondering how to find connection quickly, not with judgment, but with honesty. This segment is about the crossroads moments, the ones that change the direction of your life. All right. These are a lot of questions, and we're running long already, so let's jump right in, love.
All right. This one. My therapist says I either need to date my best friend or leave him completely. Now these two, she's 28, he's 29. They have had a life together since
Okay.
they were 18. They bought a house together. They started a business together.
Okay.
Construction business. They're very successful, but they're just friends.
Okay. We discussed this thing earlier. It's going to be incredibly difficult to take each other out of the friends box at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you're talking about breaking habit, breaking a thought habit. I mean, I'm assuming they've been dealing with, my guess is she's caught some feelings, right? This is why her therapist is telling her this for a reason, right? The relationship for her is unhealthy the way it is now. Otherwise, your therapist doesn't tell you to change it.
Yeah.
You have to change it. You either have to date him or cut bait.
So it's
right now it becomes a business and friendship.
Yeah.
But living together, having to watch him date other people and all that stuff.
Oh, he's not dating other people.
No.
Not that she knows of.
She knows. She can't deal with the thought. But my guess is if she's caught feelings, he may have caught feelings as well, and they're just refusing to deal with it because they're stuck in that friendship mindset.
Mm-hmm. Afraid of losing what they have.
Yeah, I'm going to understand I'm going to trust the therapist here for a minute. Right?
Oh, you are. We're gonna. Okay. But let's just say the therapist saw some red flags.
Yeah, the therapist has made a judgment that the current relationship is unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
The way the current relationship is structured is unhealthy for her. She needs to go one way or the other because this road is not good for her mental health. That's his job, her mental health. The road she is currently on is not good for the mental health. She has to change it one way or the other. As a therapist, you don't say this kind of thing lightly. This isn't a flippant remark out of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
This is going, you're paying me to give you life advice and you're screwing yourself up right now. You're stunting your long-term growth as a human being.
Okay.
You're cutting yourself off from any opportunity of actually having a functional relationship because you're in this thing that's is and isn't at the same time. Allegedly, they're not seeing other people. They're living together in the house. They've got a business together. They're essentially living life as a married couple, except they're not.
I know.
They're not even a dating couple. But are they?
I know. They go on vacations together.
Which is why he's saying you've actually got to make this actual real.
Or quit it.
Or quit it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. He may be waiting for her.
That's what I was thinking.
At some point, he made the decision, and so he's honoring that decision that he made a decade ago.
When they were 18.
Because that's what men do. We told our friend we're going to honor this. Everything, there's no reason not to, so we're going to go do it. But you're feeling to change. Doesn't matter. That's what she'll tell me if she wants me to change it. Doesn't that suck? Yeah, it sucks to be me, but it is what it is. And you laugh, but that's how men are.
Y'all are killing me over here.
She's at least lucky to have a therapist to slap her upside the head and say, choose one or the other. For probably both of your sanity, right?
You're making that poor guy.
Well, maybe not. He may be completely happy. For all we know, they're friends with benefits.
But he
may be living his best life.
No, they aren't friends with benefits.
Well, see, this makes even less sense. So they're not seeing anybody. They're not. Something is pushing this for her to go to her therapist and have it be a big deal.
I know. Yeah.
So
I think she should listen to her therapist.
I think she should listen to. And one way or the other, it doesn't actually matter. I think from a therapist perspective either.
No,
Just it's time to
y'all are stuck.
it's time. What is it? It's time to poop or get off the pot, right?
Should have got off the pot. babe.
I was trying to be a little less crass,
Oh, sorry.
but yes, that's the saying, and that's what we're gonna go with. Yeah, time to make a movement. Okay,
How do I improve my mistakes I made in previous relationships? She's 16 and she realizes she was a little selfish. And, she would just really put herself out there because she expected certain things in return.
okay. Well, she's already actually done most of the work in that particular case. She's become self-reflective. That's the biggest thing you can be. Because now you actually know that, okay, I have some traits in my personality that I need to keep in check.
Mm-hmm.
I need to work on these things. If I just let myself be free, I'm not a nice person necessarily. So I need to work on that. Now, here's the thing. At 16, we're all a bit selfish. So let's not be overly hard on her.
Oh, no. You are doing amazingly well.
Yeah. Let's not be hard on her at all.
Growth at 16, hello.
I mean, frankly, I'm a
Yeah.
little worried that this is the questions she's actually asking about herself. She's focusing this much on relationships at 16. She should be focusing on herself and her future and building that. And instead, she's looking for, So personally, as a father figure person, I find the focus on relationships that's what she's focused on when she's going to Reddit instead of, but at least she's trying to improve herself as a human being. So she's headed from there. She's obviously got some kind of a solid foundation already.
Yeah.
She's already self-reflective.
Yeah.
So the father in me worries that she's focused on relationships at 16 but that's the father in me. So just try. Here's the thing. You've realized you've made mistakes. You just try to minimize them. Because you're 16, you're still going to make them. You're still going to have days when you're selfish. You're still going to pick the wrong battles on occasion. As we get older, what do we learn? We learn which battles to fight and which ones not to. Those aren't worth it in the long run. You do more damage than the problem does. Right? The battle creates more damage than the problem is. It's quite literally better to leave the problem alone than to fight over it. So then the question becomes, as you mature past then, okay, how do we deal with this about fighting over it? That's the trick for a long-term relationship. How do we deal with stuff without fighting over it?
Yeah.
That's the real trick. But you've got a long way to go. But you've already on the path. So congratulations. How's that?
There you go. Take your time.
Okay.
Wife constantly cries and it's making me feel drained emotionally. Any advice?
If she's constantly crying, she's dealing with some form of depression.
She needs to seek counseling.
Now it could be hormones out of whack, I suppose, is not impossible, especially if it's postpartum type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be a hormone issue.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Get a physical first.
But she's crying for a reason.
Yeah, something's going on.
And it might be physical, it might be emotional. Who knows? She's going through something. Is it pain? When we jump to the assumption that it's emotional cry, it might be physical.
True.
And she might be hard-headed and not really wanting to talk about it. On both counts, being in an emotional thing or a physical thing. But you have to figure out what she's actually crying over. And that might you may have to ask more than one question to get to that. And men have a very difficult time with crying women. We don't know what to do with them. We feel completely lost and helpless, which is why we stand there completely lost and helpless.
We just want to be held.
I mean, sometimes that doesn't feel appropriate. I'm just saying. Especially if we have no idea why you're crying.
You can ask.
can, but again, we have a nasty habit of asking the wrong questions at the wrong time or making the wrong assumptions, and so we learn bad lessons early on.
We're standing there crying, and you go, "Are you okay?"
Yes, but you know what you guys often do?
But
I'm fine. No, you're not fine. We can tell you're not fine.
well, if you're going to be stupid,
You've got tears drawing down your face, snot running through out your nose. You're clearly upset about something. And somehow I'm supposed to know, of the hundreds of thousands of things you think about every day, which one has got you so upset? Give me a little help here. Of course, the problem is we can't say that because you're upset, and that's just going to make you even more upset. And so we sit there like a deer in headlights because we have no idea what to do with you.
so you just cause no harm
That's
at
it.
that point.
At that point, you freeze. It's like when a cop gets you pulled over or gets you pulled out to the side of the road. And short yes or no answers until you know what the hell you're being accused of. It's essentially the thing. It's not even if you're being accused, but that's the attitude you take. You just sit there and you give short yes or no answers until you can figure out what freaking direction you're supposed to go. So when we're sitting there with like deers in a headlight, we are trying to get more information to know what to do. That's what's happening. We do not have enough information to proceed, so we are going to do nothing. Because we could make things worse.
Well, I'm just saying, if you ask, can I hug you? Would you like a hug?
Now, that is probably the better thing to do than what we do is we go, hey, you okay? And we go, I'm fine, because, right, we're asking the wrong question.
Obviously, we could use a hug. But like you say, you don't know. It could be.
You could be pissed off at me, so pissed off at me, you're crying, and the last thing you want me to do is touch you.
That's why you ask.
Right? So, I'm just saying. It's not as easy. Y'all are not as easy. That whole I'm fine thing when you're not, you think we're bad about it. You guys do it at the worst times. We do it when we hurt ourselves a little bit. You guys do it when you guys are having an emotional meltdown. We could really use some information. I'm just saying. Hey, life is difficult. It's not a judgment. It's just I'm just saying, men and women, it's amazing we can actually form a relationship. Okay, what's next?
Okay, now we enter the intimacy question.
Okay.
Now this little thing.
Okay.
31-year-old guy. He's a virgin.
Okay.
He wants to be unvirgined.
Mm-hmm.
What is the quickest way to get this done? He is let's just get this over with.
Go to the nearest place where that kind of thing is legal and pay for it.
You
just want to get it done.
Go to Nevada.
Yeah, well, there's other states where that kind of thing.
Okay.
Fine. But generally speaking, yeah, you go to the Mustang Ranch or whatever the hell it's called. Or the Bunny Ranch or whatever the hell.
And tell them you're a virgin. She'll put a little effort into it. Seriously.
Yeah, there's probably one who will like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, if the quickest, easiest way, that's the quickest, easiest way. Any other way, in order to honor you and your partner, you have to be, right? It takes a little more effort than that. I suppose you could go on Hinge or whatever the latest and greatest adult connection app is and put out, I'm a virgin that doesn't want to be a virgin anymore, and see if any ladies
see what happens.
See if any ladies bite. You might find some 52-year-old woman who's in the need of some attention and who's willing to show you the ropes.
That's a good one.
There's some answers, some questions there. Now, here's the thing. Are you sociable enough to do that? Which is why the paid one is the quickest and easiest.
This is the thing. He's been dating since he's 18. He's been trying, and it's just never worked out.
If he's been trying and it's never worked out, there's something wrong with him.
Uh-huh.
Now, maybe he's just overly socially awkward, bit autistic.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm assuming since he can get dates, he's not a troll.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not having trouble getting dates.
Correct.
He's maybe, just maybe, you spend some time making yourself a more pleasant person.
Well, here's an idea. Maybe he's just comes off as desperate.
Maybe, but I'm assuming because he's going to stumble. If he's had that many dates, he's going to stumble across someone who's that desperate. So the question is, what's wrong with you? If you've had that many dates and you haven't, at this point, something's wrong with you or your approach or something. Maybe you need to change your soap. I don't know. But my guess is he comes off as either extremely socially awkward, and so he doesn't know how to proceed on a second and third date because he doesn't get social cues, or he's just not pleasant to be around, and who wants to sleep with that?
Mm.
So, but either way, you're going to have to work on yourself. So if you just want to get it done, go pay somebody, go pay a professional. Is my suggestion. But long term is you've got some work on yourself to do, frankly. And that's the long term answer to building a relationship, that you have to figure out how to exist in a relationship. Maybe you didn't have good examples. Right? It might technically not be his fault, but it's his responsibility.
It is his responsibility.
Okay.
Well, why does he seem to enjoy pleasuring me so much?
Why are you worried about it?
There's a couple. That's the guy answer. 2 reasons. He really likes you and he wants you to feel good.
There's that one.
2, he wants you to come back.
There's that one. And here's the thing. He may just like the act that makes you happy, that happens to make you feel good.
He likes doing it.
Yeah.
He's confident in it because apparently it's working.
I mean, guys like to play with model trains, so why wouldn't he like to play with?
We're a hobby.
I'm not saying you're a hobby. I'm just saying that, people have a wide range of things that.
Sex is not a sport.
It is for some people. Clearly. And how many women did Wilt Chamberlain sleep with? He had more activity off the basketball court than on it.
No way.
Yeah. Like 10,000 women or something goofy.
That's like a minimum of 10 a day.
Yeah. I guess it helps if you travel the world, right? Helps if you're 7'3" or whatever he was and travels the world. Yeah.
Well, go Kobe.
I'm just saying. Okay, what are we at next?
Okay, this one's a little.
Okay.
Okay, my girlfriend wants to eat me out while I'm on my cycle.
Okay.
Are there health issues?
Well, theoretically, yes, there's health issues.
She's trying to be okay with it.
It's actually a thing. Some people like it. I could even tell you the name of what they call it.
Oh, it has a label because of course it does.
Of course it does. I'm not sure I want to tell anybody what it is. It's relatively obvious, actually, once you think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's Red Wings. You've earned your Red Wings when you do that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a biker thing. That's an initiation for the bikers, and they call it get your Red Wings.
Yeah, that's what that is for that as well. So
it's a relationship goal. Okay.
For some people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey man, there's people who like all kinds of weird things.
Well, that's true.
But if there's nothing in your blood that's dangerous, it's at that age, it's not dangerous. Now, of course, the question is, how do you know if there's anything in your blood that's dangerous at any given time? I mean, talk about that here in the next question, but I get why you find it's creepy. People have felt that that's unsanitary, and you someone like me who has to be careful where they bleed and make sure that you clean it up, even if right I have the hepatitis B and I have to
Yeah.
be very careful.
Yeah.
Now, theoretically, currently, I'm not contagious. I could drop blood and people could touch it and lick it, and everybody's going to be fine. But do you really want to take that risk? No. So I'm always very careful.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that type of thing, but that's the real danger. I mean, that's the only real health danger that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But
I called to a doctor, Planned Parenthood.
search
You
it
know,
on. Here's
like
the thing.
they haven't got that question before.
You pasted it on Reddit. So here's the thing: paste it into AI. Probably won't give you an answer. So paste it into Google. It'll send you to a website that'll give you the same kind of answer we did. That it's going to generally, it's probably not a good idea, but if there's nothing wrong with the blood and it hasn't sat for any particular period of time to allow bacteria
It
to
should
grow,
be fine.
should be okay. But it's also completely okay for you to say no. That's farther than I want to go.
Yeah. That's okay too.
Yeah, you don't have to feel pressured to go outside the realm of normalcy and whatever you consider normal.
Yeah.
Now, it's perfectly okay to go outside of the realm of normalcy as well, but you're under no obligation.
Mhm.
Technically, you're under no obligation to go into normalcy as well, but that's a different discussion. That's a different discussion of what should be in a healthy relationship, and that's going to be different based upon everybody's relationship. So anyway, what's next?
This is our last question,
Okay.
and I'm surprised we haven't had this before.
Okay.
I had unprotected sex today, and I want to get tested. How long should I wait until I go into a clinic to get tested? You don't have to wait, sweetie. You just call them up and say, I need an appointment.
Yeah.
I had unprotected sex and I'd like to be tested for STDs. That's all you have to say. They don't need to know the whole backstory, just unprotected sex. That's
Yeah.
all they need to know. You are not the first one today. Probably not the first one within that hour that has called and has said that.
Most metropolitan areas have at least one clinic you can just kind of drop in and get tested real quick. Well, the tests take a little longer. And here's the thing: they'll tell you, okay, you need to get tested again in a week for this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's what we can test for now, but in a week we have to test. We have to test for these because it takes 3 days for it to show up in our tests or whatever it is.
Mm.
And so different things can be tested at different times.
Okay.
So just to make yourself feel more comfortable, go do it now.
And I have done this, and I admit more than once. And I never got the lecture. I never got a lecture.
Now, the only person who gives you your lecture is your normal doctor. Oddly enough. Yeah. And they don't always do it. I'm just saying that's the only person who's going to lecture you.
Maybe. If you have a good relationship with them. Yeah.
Give you some crap.
Yeah.
What are you
doing?
Yeah. So just go to a clinic, get tested. They'll tell you what you need to do.
Yeah.
Call up your local or call up your county health department. Go to your county's health department's website, for the love of God. They've got all this information. This is not a new question under the sun.
It is not.
You thought about enough to go to Reddit and ask the question, but you didn't think to paste it into your, local Google search or your favorite search engine or something, or go to your local county health clinic, or go to the Mayo Clinic's website or WebMD or any of these other things that have this exact answer for you from professionals. You don't have to listen to us stumble through the answer.
There you go.
So how's that? Even though we're perfectly happy to stumble through the answer, I'm just saying our answer is go double check.
Double check, yeah. See what your county has available.
All we can really do is encourage you to follow through on your
and you're making a good decision. Good for you. Taking care of yourself.
So that's what we can offer you.
There we
Pat
go.
on the back. Okay. You do not have all the answers. You just have to be willing to tell the truth to yourself and to the people you care about. As we close tonight, remember this. Life doesn't get easier, but it does get clearer when you stop pretending you're supposed to carry everything alone. Love doesn't get simpler, but it gets deeper when you let it be yourself. When you let yourself be seen. I can read. And relationships don't get perfect, but they get honest when you finally speak the things you've been afraid to say. So thank you for being part of Late Night Love, where our lights are low, our conversations are real, and nobody has to pretend they're fine. For me and Lovey, have a good night, and please remember to love everybody.
Good night.